I'm a hot girl, I do hot shit. Spending income on my outfit.
What is your definition of a hot girl? What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the OJ Merge channel. I'm Jay, one half of OJ Merge, and today we're going to be talking about how to sustain a long-term relationship in the era of hookup culture. Okay? So let's get right into it. Oh, and before we get started, I know some of you are probably like, well, where's O? What's going on? So O is going to be embarking in some new ventures on our behalf, and for the sake of consistency and trying to get content out to you guys more regularly, since I'm the one that's home more, I will be the one that you see a lot more of. Yeah! So I sure hope you don't mind, but this gives us ladies more opportunity to get to know each other, to really dig deeper in some topics that I know you ladies want to know about. And don't worry, O will still make an appearance here and there. He'll definitely still be available to our clients, those that coach with us on a one-on-one basis. O will certainly be there for that FaceTime and for that male perspective. So ladies, the problem is, in this culture of hookup, in this era where anything goes, everything is so easily accessible, low effort, you know, a man really don't have to do too much to get in a woman's good graces. It can be frustrating as a woman that's looking for a long-term relationship, or who is already in a long-term relationship, wanting to know, well, how do I sustain this? With all this temptation running around, how do I keep my man intrigued with right here what I got going on at home? And girl, I got you. We're gonna talk about that, okay? Now, they say all is fair in love and war. So we know you can't control anyone, right? But it would be really, really unfair if I let y'all try to navigate these waters without some tools and some insight. All is fair in love and war. So if it has to be the war between us women in long-term relationships versus the women participating in hookup culture, then so be it. But I'm going to give you the tools that you need to help navigate a long-term relationship during the climate that we're in. Because it would really be a shame for some hot girl to walk into your world, snag your man up just because you just was clueless, girl. You just didn't know what to do. Now again, I'm not saying that I can give you superpowers. I mean, I could get you real close, but the truth of the matter is we don't have control over anyone but ourselves. But there are some things that you do have, that you need to be aware of, that you need to be leveraging and using to your advantage. Because if you want to sustain a long-term relationship, you need to know what these other ladies are out here doing, and you need to know what you need to be doing. Okay, girl? So these are the 3 steps to sustaining your long-term relationship in the culture of hookup, in the climate of bust it open, no questions asked. Now listen. Step number 1, you really need to understand the advantage that you have over the girls and women participating in hookup culture. Now I want to be very clear, this is not a video bashing women who choose one side of the fence over the other. You do you, honey, you do you. But I'm talking to my ladies in the long-term relationships. I'm talking to my ladies in relationships that are seeking long-term love, that are seeking the tools and the insights of how to keep your man right where he at, okay? Understand the advantage that you have over the women who are currently participating in hookup culture, okay? For every category, there's a privilege, right? People always talk about white privilege. Well, guess what? In the same breath, and I'm not taking away from that concept because that's a whole different conversation, but there's also black privilege, okay? Some privileges come with being black, sis. Some privileges come with being Asian. Some privileges come with being male. Some privileges come with being female. Well, guess what? The same way you might feel that there are privileges that come along with being a hot girl or, you know, a woman that's out there single, you know, maybe you feel like, oh, a man might find her more appealing because she's different. She doesn't require much. There's no strings attached. He doesn't have to answer to her. Okay, but guess what? There are privileges to being the woman in his life, the leading lady in his life, the only lady in his life, because we don't do none of that other around here, okay? But the privileges to being the woman in his life who he knows, trusts, and who has built rapport with him. And yes, we could talk about that, girl. We could talk about that. But just keep in mind, your number one step is going to be understanding the advantages that you have, the privileges that you have over another woman. Okay? Some of it might sound competitive. I'm not here to sound competitive, boo, because you don't need to compete. And the more you tune in and you talk to Jay, you'll understand. You don't need to compete. But if it comes across competitive, that's just what it is. I'm saying understand your stance, understand your position, and understand your privileges and advantages over the others. And please don't get this misconstrued as I'm saying the other women in his life. It should be no other women in his life. We're not doing that. What I'm teaching you is the tools you need to make sure you're the only woman in his life. Number two, the second step is going to be knowing the power of influence, okay? And this is not in a manipulative manner. But remember earlier when I said you can't control anyone, right? Because if we're being honest with ourselves, unless you are doing some type of dark magic, we don't do voodoo around here, you know, unless you have some type of secret woo, then you know that's something different. I'm saying that once you understand the power of influence, you can make it work in your favor. There are ways that you could take his own values and things that are important to him and use that to help influence his decisions. Use that to help make him a better individual. A lot of people will say, well, men are fickle. Women is the stronger species. Women have more self-control. Is that the case? Or is it that as a woman, when you were placed here to support a man, you were placed here to bring insight to him that may not come naturally all the time? So that is something to really hone in on. That's a major key. And once you understand the power of influence in your man's life, honey, they can't tell you nothing. And last but not least, number three, you need to channel your inner hot girl. Instead of being out here worried about who's hotter than me, what they doing. Well, you do need to know what they doing because knowledge is power. But to be honest, once you channel your own hot girl, you are untouchable, okay? And there are some key things you need to start doing to start channeling that inner hot girl. Now, I know I said we don't do voodoo around here, but you know, we do a little bit of, you gotta bring them out. And I borrowed these, by my way, anybody that's thinking I'm a freakily, I borrowed these from my friend named JoJo. But yes, ladies, so there you have it. These are the 3 keys to sustaining a long-term relationship in the era of hookup culture without feeling intimidated by all the temptation that you feel is around, okay? Number 1, understand the advantage, the privilege that you have over the others. Number 2, understand and leverage the power of influence. And number 3, girl, you need to channel your inner hot girl. And if you need some help, email me because I'm gonna get you right. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have not before subscribed, if it's your first time here, definitely like this video. And I would love for you ladies to let me know down in the comment section below how you can use these 3 steps to help sustain your long-term relationship in the hookup culture. All right, O will be around, So don't curse me out, because it's just me and you. You're going to see a whole lot of me, and you're going to have to get used to it. O is around, and he'll definitely still continue to be there for our clients. But as I mentioned, O is currently embarking in some new ventures that we have cooking up. You know, we're trying to keep it popping over here. We are very busy, but I want to make sure that you all are getting the consistency that you deserve. So if it means that we don't have our boy O right here, front row center, that's okay. We're gonna compromise, we're gonna have a good time, we're gonna get to know each other more as ladies, and I will see you soon. Mwah.